Hello, periods 1, 2, and 3. Today we are starting chapter 5, lesson 6, solving percent problems using proportions. Few things we need to go over, and that's this equation and a few things. If you can remember how to set these problems up, you are going to find this lesson very easy, okay? So here's what you need to be thinking of. Percentages are always over 100, okay? So whenever it gives us a percent today, automatically put it over 100, and we know that. Percents are always out of 100. You want 100% on your test, okay? This next part, memorize it. Is over of. The is goes on top. Some people say it's the part. Of goes on the bottom. It's the whole, okay? So percent goes over 100, and then always think of is over of or part over whole. I like is over of because in a lot of the words, it'll use those words, is and of, okay? Alrighty, let's go down here. 25%. Automatically, percentages go over 100. Of 40. Where does of go? Of goes on the bottom. Is what number? I don't know. That's where you throw your variable. That's where we're solving. So that's how you're going to set the problem up. Percent goes over 100. Is goes on top. And it's saying is what number, so we don't know. That's where we're solving for. Of goes on the bottom. Is over of. Okay? And now we're going to solve these. We're going to solve these using cross products. Okay? So we're going to multiply this way. 100 times x is 100x. And then we're going to multiply this way. 25 times 40. Is 1,000. And then we need to solve for x. So it says 100 times something gives me 1,000. If we do the inverse, if we're not sure, we're going to divide by 100. 100 times something, so divide, and 1,000 divided by 100 is 10. So x is 10. If we just think to ourselves, does this make sense? 10/40 simplifies to 1/4. 25/100 also simplifies to 1/4. So that makes sense. I know I did it correctly. Let's look at the next one. 90% percentages go over 100. Of 20 is over of, so 20 goes on the bottom. Is what number? I don't know. So we're going to throw the x where the is goes. 100 times x is 100x. 90 times 20 would be 1,800. 100 times something gives me 1,800. So I'm going to divide both sides by 100 to get that x by itself. 1 second. Hey, just leave right there. I'm recording, okay? Thank you. Okay, so then I'm going to do 1,800 divided by 100 to get 18. So x is 18. 18 out of 20 would be the same as a 90 out of 100. Good. Okay. Let's look at the third one. 60% percentages go out of 100. Of 150 is over of, so 150 goes on the bottom. Is what number goes on top? We're going to do cross products. 100 times x is 100x. 150 times 60 is 9,000. And we're going to divide by 100 to get that x by itself. So we'd get 90. Okay. Okay. On the next page, 75% percentages go over 100. Of what number? I don't know. Is over of, we're solving for our of now, is 48. Is goes on top, is over of. Same thing. Now we're still going to cross multiply. 75 times x is 75x. 100 times 48 would be 4,800. And then we're going to divide by 75 to get our x by itself. Okay. For time purposes, I'm going to cheat and use a calculator for right now. 4,800 divided by 75 is 64. Okay. Next one, 5%. Percentages go over 100. Of what number? I'm not sure. Of goes on the bottom. Is 10. Is over of. So 10 goes on top. And then we're going to use cross products to solve. 5 times x is 5x. 100 times 10 would be 1,000. And we're going to divide by 5 to get that x by itself. 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. Okay. Let's look at this last one. 160%. Percentages go over 100. Of what number? Is 32. 160 times x is 160x. 100 times 32 would be 3,200. And we'll divide by 160 to get the x by itself. So x is 20. Okay. Okay, I would like for you to pause this video and try those last 3 by yourself, and then unpause and see how we do. Okay, number 1, 40%. Let's make sure you set it up correctly. Of 80 is what number? Did you set it up correctly? When we cross multiply, we have 100 times x is 100x. 80 times 40 is 3,200. And we divide by 100. So x is 32. 25%, put it over 100. Of what number? Is 12. Is over of. 25 times x is 25x. 100 times 12 is 1,200. And divide by 25 to get your x by itself. You should have got 48. And the last one, 60%, put your percentages over 100. Of 150 is what number? Is over of, x goes on top. 100 times x is 100x. 60 times 150, you should have got 9,000 divided by 100. So x is 90. Alrighty, periods 1, 2, and 3. Make sure yours looks like mine. Just remember, you're doing your is over of, percentages over 100, and then cross multiplying. Okay? Double check Canvas to see if there's another practice page that